guys, welcome back to my video. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a video all about baby swaddles. So we're going to be going through all the different types that you can get, and these I think are the most popular ways to swaddle and brands of swaddles that you can buy. I got quite a few here, different ones, and all this information is from personal experience pretty much. So yeah, I'm going to get straight into it. The first type of swaddle, and this is a really common one, is the swaddle blanket. And it is literally just a big muslin blanket basically, and what you do is you do a specific fold with it. I'm not going to do it right here because you have to have it sort of laying down to do it. And this is a muslin swaddle from Aiden and I. So you can get a pack of 4 muslin swaddle blankets. These ones are just specifically from Aiden and I. But these retail for about $29 for 4 of them, and these are great. They are also great not just as a swaddle but as small blankets. So I used to throw one over the car seat to protect her. I used to use one as a blanket in the car seat, blanket in the stroller. They can literally be used for absolutely everything. I also used to use it to line her docker top when I would put her in it, which would just protect it if she spat up or anything like that. They're just really great, and because they are muslin, they're really nice and thin. Great for if you're having a summer baby and you want something to cover them but you don't want it to be like a thick blanket. These are really great. But yes, the traditional use of these is to use them as a swaddle. However, it takes practice to do a nice snug swaddle with these blankets. And I'm saying that from personal experience. In the middle of the night, after you've changed a diaper or a nappy, re-swaddling with these when you are so tired is difficult to get it nice and tight, and they can break out of them very easily if you don't do it tight enough. So that is the only downside. Apart from these are a great thing to have on hand. Just buy a pack of 4 and keep like 1 in the car, 1 in the stroller, 1 in your diaper bag. That's what I do, and she's 9 months old and I still have 1 in my diaper bag, because they're just so great for everything really. You can also use them as a cover-up if you are nursing. There's so many uses for these, but from an actual swaddle perspective, there's better ones that I'm going to show you right now. So the first one that I bought before I even had my baby was the Love to Dream swaddle, and this is what it looks like. Let me just zip it up. It looks like this. So these are great for babies that don't like to have their arms down and be swaddled. They're also great because they can have their arms up, which they can then use to self-soothe. These are also really great because they have 2 zips. So even when they're zipped up for those middle of the night diaper changes, you can then just unzip from the bottom to get to their diaper, or if you just want to check them without actually having to wake them completely up. Yeah, these are really good. So when we first brought Ava home from the hospital, we were using swaddle blankets, and then it was getting really difficult to keep her nice and snug, and she continued to break out of it in the middle of the night and wake herself up. So I remembered that I had bought this and I whipped it out, and that night she actually slept for a longer amount. She actually slept for like a couple hours more than she was doing in that, because she just couldn't stay asleep in it. So these ones are bestsellers on Amazon, and the size small is $30, and I always recommend getting 2, okay? Because they will have blowouts, they will have accidents, and when you put 1 in the wash, you're gonna need another one on hand. So yeah, this one is 30 bucks. It comes in a range of different colors. I got pink, but they come in gray also. I then also got a size medium as well. So when I recommended buying 2, what I actually recommend is buying 1 that the size that they're in, and then 1 the next size up. So I have a lot of swaddles and sleep sacks and stuff, but I don't have any 2 that are the same size. For example, I don't have any 2 Love to Dream swaddles that are a size small. I have a size small and a size medium, because they do grow out of them so fast. So if you were gonna buy 2 of each size, you'd end up then needing to buy 6 swaddles, and this goes for every make of swaddle I'm talking about. You'll then need to buy 6 swaddles. Instead, if you buy a small, a medium and a large, when they are fitting in the small, if that needs to be thrown in the wash, they can sleep in the medium for just those few naps or nighttime while this one dries, because it's not like it's going to be overly big, excessively big. It's not like that. It may just be a little loose, but that's fine for a couple naps. And then when they're too big for this one, you already have a medium on hand. You're not having to buy 2 more of the next size up. And then the same thing, when this one needs to go in the wash, you can then put them in the larger one, and so on and so forth, like that. That is just personal experience, what I've learned. If you want to save some money and not have so many baby products, that's just, yeah, something I learned. The other thing is, these are also great when you are transitioning out of the swaddle, when your baby starts to roll over or show signs that they are going to roll over. You don't want them to be swaddled anymore. You want them to have access to their arms so that if they do roll over, they can push themselves back again. And the Love to Dream actually makes one where the arms zip off. So when you are transitioning out of the swaddle, you can then zip one arm out so they can have one arm out and one arm in, and then both arms out when they're ready for that. So these are more unique than the other ones because they allow their babies to have their hands up for self-soothing. Yeah, these are really great. Highly recommend these. The next brand I want to talk about is Swaddle Me. This is personally my favorite swaddle, and when we have our next baby, these are all I will use. That's just my personal favorite. So what it is it is a swaddle like this, but basically you slide their feet into this bottom part, and then what you'll do is you will take this part and wrap it around their body with one arm down. So you'll wrap it around that arm, keeping it down, and then you'll take the other side and wrap it around the other arm, and then it has Velcro which attaches to that larger Velcro portion right there. So it's great. You can do it really snug or a little bit looser, however you want it. This is in the size large. I stopped using the medium Love to Dream swaddle, and I wanted to try having her arms down swaddled instead. And she loved this. She slept so good. I think she had her best night's sleeps with these swaddles. So she was probably sleeping from 9 p.m. till about 4:30. She'd then have a feed and go back to sleep until like 8. She was literally the best sleeper in these swaddles until she hit the 4-month sleep progression, but that is what it is. But I can't recommend these swaddles enough. I talked about them in my reacting to what I put in my diaper bag or hospital bag video, and I said I would be taking these to the hospital with me. I would literally use them from day one. They're great because your baby can't break out of them. This Velcro is super strong, so you can get it nice and tight and they will stay in it all night. I don't think Ava ever broke out from it once. It's just so convenient. It also has a small little hole on the back here, so you can have a look at their nappy and just be able to see what's going on in there. But yes, personally, my absolute favorite swaddles are these. And you can buy a pack of 3 of these for $24, whereas one of the Love to Dream swaddles is $30. So they're like less than a third of the price than the other ones, which is amazing. Which means you also have always one on hand if you need to throw one in the wash. These are just great, absolutely amazing. My favorite swaddle ever. I think I've said that like 4 times now, but yeah, really good. So another swaddle that I personally didn't buy was the Ollie swaddle, and that works just like the Swaddle Me swaddles, where it's a blanket type thing, but it has Velcro, so you wrap it around nice and tight. So those are absolutely amazing. However, the price is not, personally, for me. Yeah, one is $65, and like I said, you really want to have 2 on hand. So it's $115 if you buy the pack of 2. $115, which is a lot of money, whereas you can get a pack of 3 of the Swaddle Me ones, which are pretty much the same thing, for $24. That's a huge price difference, if you know what I mean. However, the Ollie swaddles, I believe, don't have different sizes. It's a one size with very large Velcro strips, so you put it as tight as you want, and then as they grow, you just use the other portions of the Velcro. But I haven't owned one, so I can't speak from personal experience. However, the next swaddle is, well, it's technically not a swaddle. I would say it is a transitioning out of the swaddle product, and it's this. It is the Baby Merlin's Magic Sleep Suit, And basically what it does, the whole thing for a swaddle is it stops the startle reflex, which is when you'll see a newborn baby. If you haven't seen a newborn baby, they'll sort of put their arms out and they'll go like this if they're not swaddled, and it wakes them up and it scares them. So that's the whole reason of a swaddle. It keeps them nice and tight, so if they do have it, it's compressed and they don't wake themselves up. But obviously when they start rolling over, you have to transition out of the swaddle, and this is one of those products. So Ava started going through transitioning out of the swaddle around the time of the 4-month sleep regression. And yeah, read about that if you haven't heard of it, but I'm sure you have. These are very, very, very popular on Amazon. So I'm just gonna check the price, and this one is $40. And personally, I didn't have much success with this at all. It didn't really change her sleeping habits whatsoever. So it's this big and wide and like thick material, which is supposed to help with the startle reflex, but they still have access to use their arms. It has 2 zips on the front which go down to the legs, and then the feet are also open, so that your baby can also obviously get some air, because they can overheat in this, and that's probably the one thing you have to watch is their temperature. If you read the reviews on Amazon on this product, you'll see so many parents had a lot of success. I personally didn't, so I would not recommend it. I would recommend transitioning out of the swaddle with one arm first and then the other arm, or some other way. But you know, in the middle of the night when your baby is awake for hours, you buy whatever you can to help you get some sleep. But she used this for probably about a week or 2 before I realized that it wasn't actually making any difference. And so yes, that's why I only bought 1 and not 2, because they're $40 and I didn't even know if it was going to work. So that's enough about that one. I want to move on to this one now, and this is the Halo Sleepback Swaddle, and these are great. So this has the same sort of idea as the Ollie Swaddle and the Swaddle Me Swaddle, where it uses Velcro to keep their arms in. It's a sleep sack, basically, like this. That's all it is. It's got a zip up the front, and their arms come out either side. But from the back, it has these bits of fabric. It wraps around your baby like that. So there's the sleep sack, and you have this swaddle part that goes around the middle. And what's great about this is, if you get it in the smaller size, it can be used from newborn size, because it can be used just like the Swaddle Me. You put their arms in it and then you wrap their arms down like this. But as you are transitioning out of the swaddle, you then don't need to buy another one, because all you do then is, instead of putting the arm under this flap, you just keep it out and you can put the other one in. And then when you are completely out of the swaddle, all you do is you wrap the bands under their arms instead of over their arms. So they're still feeling that tightness around their body, which gives them a bit of comfort. So these are great. I've used this with Ava since she was transitioned out of the swaddle from about, I would say, 5 months, and she continued to use this one until she grew out of it. So the reason I prefer the Swaddle Me swaddles over this one, when they're practically the same thing, is that this one has another step. First, you have to put them in the sleep sack and zip that up, and then do the Velcro. Whereas the other one, it's just Velcro. It's personal choice really which one you want to buy. Let me see how much this one is. So this one is $21 for one. Let's move on to the next one. So these are what Ava is currently using right now, and these are the Halo Wearable blankets, and these are just amazing. Obviously she's 9 months old now, doesn't use a swaddle, she probably doesn't need anything at all, but I like her to feel cozy and warm, like she has a blanket. But obviously blankets are a risk to infants, they can suffocate if they go over their face. So these are the absolute best solution. You, just like with the Halo sleep sack, it just has a zip, and then their arms come out either side, and this is the nicest, coziest material ever. So I know she is nice and warm and cozy, and I have one in a medium and one in a large. Like I said, you always want to buy 2. I have been in those situations where you have one in the wash, and I don't own a dryer, so it has to air dry, and that takes time. I've had nights where it's nighttime and I realized it's in the wash, so I have gotten that hair dryer out and I have dried it with a hair dryer, and it was just, oh no. Definitely buy 2, but like I said, buy one that's the right size and one that's the next size up. But yeah, this is what she's in now, and this is what I think she will continue to be in until she's probably out of the crib. So yes, when it comes to swaddle, I highly, and I've said this 5 times, 6 times now, highly recommend the Swaddle Me swaddles. You can't beat the price, you can't beat the convenience, the ease, everything about it is just brilliant. And then when they get older and are completely out of the swaddle, highly recommend the Sleepback wearable blankets. So those are pretty much the only 2 you need, but you don't even need the wearable blanket if you just are fine with your baby just sleeping in their pajamas, anything like that. So yeah, so I hope you guys found this video useful. If you did, give me a like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video.